So big day today. Apparently, Alex Jones has been banished. Banished, they say. YouTube. Who banished Alex Jones? Let's take a look here. YouTube, Apple, and Facebook removed content from InfoWars and Alex Jones. I think YouTube or Facebook permanently banned his channel. Each social media platform said Monday that it had removed contact from Jones or InfoWars because it had violated their policies. The company's moves shut down key distribution channels that had given the controversial media figure access to millions of internet users. The most dramatic action came last from YouTube, which is owned by Google. It removed many top channels associated with InfoWars, including the Alex Jones channel, which had 2.4 million subscribers and videos. So, a lot of people feel mixed on this issue. I have a more nuanced view of this issue. I think that the bottom line is Alex Jones has been spewing hate and inciting violence essentially for a decade or more, really. He has urged like another American revolution to his supporters. I have heard him talk about get to your guns, cling to your guns. Not to mention the awful things he has said about Sandy Hook being a hoax and basically saying mass killings that killed kindergarten students didn't happen. I think that Alex Jones benefited the doubt in terms of freedom of speech went away a long time ago. I really do. I think that freedom of speech is sacrosanct. I think that the very platforms I'm on right now are actually attacking freedom of speech by suppressing channels like mine, channels like Jimmy Dore, Kyle Kulinski, Mike from the Humanist Report. I could go on and on and on. They are suppressing content. And it's through their algorithms and them succumbing to corporate interests and their corporate advertisers. They're elevating the CNNs of the world, the New York Times of the world, and suppressing independent media. That is not okay. But independent media, and even the most batshit right-wing channels, don't have a right to invoke violence, to stoke sentiments to viewers that we're under attack and you need to cling to your guns, you need to get together, and we might need to become violent. Because I've heard Alex Jones say that. I've heard Alex Jones suggest that. So I feel I have no problem with Alex Jones being banished from channels. I don't. But what I do have a problem with, and this is where my nuanced feeling about it comes in, I do have a problem when there is a coordinated banishment where you have YouTube and Facebook and Apple, I guess iTunes, and SoundCloud, and all these Silicon Valley giants all at once coming together to banish Alex Jones. I think Alex Jones should have been banished a long time ago. Not because I disagree with his political views, but because free speech is not the same thing as provoking violence. That is not free speech. That's hate speech. And there's actually laws against that. Breitbart.com, I think, is vile and racist, but I haven't particularly seen them tell their readers and viewers, go get your guns. Nor have I seen Sean Hannity say that particularly. There might be subtle racist dog whistling and insinuations, but that's different from literally telling your audience, we need to start a violent revolution. Because frankly, let's keep it real. A lot of that audience, not the most mentally stable. Not the most mentally stable. But when, obviously, these Silicon Valley, YouTube, Facebook, SoundCloud, Apple, obviously, they didn't just all, just coincidentally block him and get rid of his channels at the same time. So this was a coordinated effort. And I think that is a slippery, slippery slope. I think he should have been banished individually by a lot of these channels a long time ago. But when I see it happening all together, that's a slippery slope. Because first it's Alex Jones, which on its face, I do believe, should not have a microphone. I do believe should not be broadcasted. If he wants to broadcast on his own website and his own channels that he pays for, that's his right, and people can watch him. But I don't think YouTube and Facebook and Apple, I mean, it's their platforms. So this might not be the hot take you want. I'm kind of in the middle on it. I actually think he should be banished. Sorry. I don't care if Alex Jones talks about frogs. What did he say? Frogs turning people gay? I don't even know. That, you want to be an idiot? That's fine. But when you, with your microphone, make direct or indirect links and directions to be violent, you shouldn't have a platform. You shouldn't have a platform. Period. Free speech is not unlimited. But at the same time, there needs to be very specific and governable rules in place for what is hate speech, for what is speech that provokes violence, so that other journalists and commentators and hosts don't get confused for Alex Jones. And frankly, I don't trust Facebook. I don't trust YouTube. I don't trust Twitter. And I don't trust what used to be actual social media networks that are now corporate censor networks. So that's why I think this Alex Jones thing is a very mixed bag. The last thing I'll say about Alex Jones, I think that at the end of the day, we're living in a moment when we're living in an otherization. Right now, everything is being otherized. Trump, no matter what, it's the fake news, or it's the Muslims, or it's the Mexicans. And we're seeing, I wrote a piece about it today. You could get it at Mediaite.com. Basically calling out the media, saying, yes, it should be covered and pointed out that Trump is invoking violence against the media. That's not okay, and media should talk about that and cover that. You know, it's one thing if you're a journalist in Iraq or a war zone, you take that risk. But if you're an everyday journalist, you are definitely deserving of criticism, and you sign up for that. But you are not deserving to have death threats against you and your family on a daily basis. Katie Tur, who is an MSNBC anchor. I don't like MSNBC. I don't think her reporting is any good. She is not, doesn't matter. She should not be reading threats of assault against her, sexual assault against her. That is disgusting and vile. Doesn't matter if it's corporate media, independent media. These people, they're doing their jobs. Most of them, I think, do a bad job. But they should not have threats against them. But what I will say, we need to come together overall as a progressive movement to hold Facebook, to hold Twitter, to hold YouTube accountable to us. Just like we're trying to do that in the political arena, which I'm about to get to Abdul El Sayed in Michigan, who it looks like has a chance to win an upset in the governor's primary tomorrow. We can't allow YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter to conflate who is hate speech, who is real journalists. I mean, on Facebook right now, literally, if you want to boost a post, you can boost a post to get it seen more. If it's political in nature, you have to send them your driver's license and all this stuff to get approved for that. That's ridiculous, especially if you're a journalist. Of course, if you're a journalist, you're going to be doing political posts. I got to send them my driver's license? It's insanity. The censorship is out of control, and that's separate from Alex Jones. And YouTube knows what it's doing, and Facebook knows what it's doing. They're doing it on purpose. Because it's now YouTube is trying to be YouTube TV, and they got to kiss their advertisers behinds, shall we say. Just because I think Alex Jones should be banished doesn't mean we don't need to watch these outlets like hawks. And if they start banishing the Jimmy Dores of the world, if they even hint at that, everybody needs to show up in front of these outlets peacefully. Let me make it clear, peacefully, with signs and microphones, nothing else. We can't let them, to please their advertisers, try to lump us in with vile douchebags like Alex Jones. And I'm sorry, if you don't like it that I think Alex Jones should be banished, don't watch me. What can I tell you? That's what I believe. I believe in free speech. I don't believe in inciting violence. And as somebody who covers protests, as somebody who's been to Standing Rock and Flint and has covered a lot of violence perpetrated, by the way, by the government on unarmed people, I feel very strongly that we need less violence. And the media, although we have a freedom of speech in this country, if you have a microphone, if you have an audience, even a small audience, you also have a responsibility.